Yeah. Oh, that was so embarrassing. Oh my God. Sorry? Oh my God, I'm hyperventilating. Okay. Sincerest apologies, everyone. I did not expect that to happen. Thank you very much for coming back. And we're about to start. And we have a waiting room now because that's always a good thing to have. Okay, so people are starting to come back. So while I'm admitting people into the group, I would just like to start off with a bit of housekeeping, if that's okay. And mention in the chat box if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. Yes, no? You can hear me? Cool. So a bit of housekeeping before we start. Please keep yourself on mute. While others are speaking, try to have your face displayed and to be respectful as you would in real life. And if you are contributing, make sure you have your item prepared beforehand, and we're very blessed to have you contributing with us tonight.
Jared, just quickly, I don't know if you updated the password on the Facebook event.
I have, yes.
Okay, because it doesn't look updated to me, but as long as people can
Post it there as well while I'm spieling. Thank you. Okay, next, raise your hand if you have a question. I'm more than happy to get to it as best I can. And feel free to use the chat box to ask any questions that you have. We'll try to keep the rituals running smoothly, and let's get to it. We have a few more people coming in. Welcome, welcome. We're very lucky to have you all here with us tonight. Thank you for being here. Perfect. Hello, welcome from Melbourne, Australia. It is 8 a.m. in the morning. I've just woken up. I had a good adrenaline rush this morning, so I feel all awake. So I'm really excited to share this moment with you all. So, as people are trickling in, we might as well get cracking. Are you able to put yourself on mute? Is that all right? Okay, so welcome, dear friends. It's wonderful to see so many smiling faces here this evening for our Zoom Shabbat gathering. And I think our recent experience maybe shows us why it's so important to keep having these Shabbat dinners. So I really thank you all for rejoining us. Shabbat is a day of rest and reflection, to take time out from the busy week, to look after ourselves and those we care about, to focus on what's truly important in our lives. And you've chosen to spend that time with us. Thank you. So tonight is a special Shabbat. We unite from the corners of the globe to share in this authentically Jewish space, while exploring the intersection of our Jewish and queer identities. As we follow each Shabbat ritual, guests have offered to share a thought on what those rituals mean to them. So this is a night of sharing stories, inclusivity, and engaging with our global mishpacha. You know, it took a long time for me to feel comfortable being gay in Jewish spaces, and even longer being Jewish in gay spaces. We have all been through our own journeys, some of them quite difficult. And so, nowadays, whenever I meet a member of our community, I try to offer unconditional love. So I will do that now. I see you. I see all of you. And I love you. You are worthy. You deserve happiness. You've been through hell and back, but you're here. You are a good person. You are a good person. You are a good person. It's now time for our opening round. I invite you to share your name, your pronouns, and your location in the chat box. You may also choose to put your pronouns in your Zoom name if you wish. So, hi, my name's Jared, or Gilad Be'ivrit. I'm based in Melbourne, Australia. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm a bit tired, I'm a bit adrenaline filled, but I'm really happy to be here. So I actually brought something with me, which I'd like to share. So this is a koala with I love Australia written on the back. And it might not look like much, but this has a deep meaning for me. Last year, I went to Argentina for a Jewish queer trip run by JDC Entwine. And I had a bunch of these in my suitcase. And that trip really allowed me to engage with my Jewish queer identity in a way I'd never had before. And the moment that stood out to me after all this time, you know, congregating on the roof of our hotel room on Saturday night, still in our pride outfits from earlier that day, and saying goodbye to Shabbat. Some of us had never done Havdalah in our entire lives, but there we were, arm in arm, singing in one united voice. And I don't know, it felt like our Jewish and queer ancestors were calling out to us. You know, they fought and suffered and died for us to even have a chance to be in that space and be in that moment. You know, strangers from around the world speaking the same language. And I've never felt more Jewish or more queer in my entire life, and it's something I will never forget. So I always keep him close by to remind me. He's my gift for tonight. So we were going to do a Zoom breakout, but for now, I invite anyone to go off mute and to introduce yourselves, what brings you here tonight, and share a trinket, something that has meaning for you. Yep, Simon, you're putting your hand up, please.
Yes.
Sorry.
My name is Simon Levette. I'm based in Sydney, Australia. It's 8:25 in the morning. My object is a preserved scorpion, and it has significance for me because when I was traveling to Yosemite, I was really struck by the beauty and the nature and the wilderness. And this is an object which reflects my own interest in the scientific value of spiritualism. And it reflects my queer identity because it's difficult to find objects that represent your own preference. So I appreciate, Jared, you hosting this event, and I hope that Jewmos can hold similar events in the future.
Thank you very much for sharing, Simon. Would anybody else like to? Yeah, Rabbi. Oh, hang on. Yes.
My name is Shai. I'm an Israeli and I'm a rabbi in Augusta, Georgia. Augusta, southeast, 2.5 hours southeast to Atlanta, on the border between Georgia and South Carolina. I will have to leave you very soon because I have my service online because it's coming to be 7 here. What I carry with me, it's a simple special in this time with this guy that is taking the Torah. And the Torah, what Jared said, we spread love. And especially now in the US, we're trying to bring love and to share it and to show it and to understand and to hear. And I would not say difficult times, but it's it's something deep this time. I think more than we saw in the past. If there are Americans here, they can say it better than me if this happened before. But I want to say one thing, that Rabbi Heschel, the conservative rabbi that worked with Martin Luther King Jr. said, we cannot be in silent when we see such things around us. Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbat Shalom. If you have a few minutes, we can get cracking with candle lighting, and I believe you had...
I'm here. I have around 25 minutes. Okay.
Okay. No problems. We welcome our new guests. Would anybody else like to share a quick thought on what brought them here tonight and maybe something they've brought along that has meaning for them? Yes, I think my dad's putting his hand up.
Put it on.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes.
Hi, good morning. It's, what is it, 6:30 in the morning? I'd only wake up for Jared at this time in the morning, on a Saturday morning. I'm Anne, Stuart, we're the mum and dad. The object I've brought is Jared because it's one of my most precious things we have. And we are so proud that he's now living his real life, that he's able to be gay and be Jewish, both able to be both and who he really is, and he's got amazing community, amazing friends, and we're just incredibly proud.
Absolutely.
Your turn.
That's it. Yeah, so as Jared's told you, most probably you know, he was always very involved in Judaism from a very young age, singing in shul in the choir with me, and has had an amazing life and has had a quiet internal struggle, which he's now dealing with. And we are so proud of the young man he has become. He's a real true mensch and is doing amazing things for everyone. So absolutely wonderful to see everyone here this morning. And over you, Jared. Thank you very much for this opportunity for being able to speak.
No worries. Thanks, Mum and Dad, for embarrassing me in live television.
You're welcome. It's our job in life.
It's that, yeah, that's what we do.
You paid for meals and schooling. I think you've earned the right to embarrass me once in a while.
More than meals and schooling.
Do you want to do the tally?
No, thank you.
You owe us mega.
Yeah.
Would anybody else like to share before we get into candle lighting?
Gabriel.
Any hands up?
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. And thank you, Gabriel, as well for the tech help between the two Zooms. I appreciate it.
No
Dad, do you
problem.
mind if I put you on Zoom? Sorry, on mute.
Am I on mute? I'm okay, right? Can everyone hear me? Anyone hear me? Okay. I'm Gabriel. I live in the US, normally in New York, but I'm in Miami right now, running away from the coronavirus. And the object I brought is my guitar, which I enjoy playing a lot and keeps me company during these times of isolation. Yeah, I'm excited to spend pre-Shabbat for me, because it's 6:30 p.m. Time with new people, meet new people. I see some familiar faces that I know from New York too. Yeah, kind of share a special moment.
Thank you for sharing, Gabe. So we're just about to start the Shabbat rituals. We will see a few more people trickling in because I realized I posted the password to the wrong thing, so now people should start to come in. First, I wanted to invite Jason, who is here. Right. Waiting for Jason to trickle back in. So let's get the show on the road. So we'll start the journey with candle lighting. The lighting of candles as sunset approaches on Friday is the traditional sign of the arrival of Shabbat. And throughout the night, I'm going to invite guests to speak about concepts related to the rituals, because it's a way for us to connect. And so I invite Rabbi Shai to speak about the concept of light and darkness and what that means to him.
Again, Shabbat Shalom. Light. What was in the beginning of the creation? Light. We have double light. We have first light in the beginning, he create light. And I'm saying he or she. I prefer, I don't know, when I'm speaking about the divine or God or Elohim or Adonai, each of us can take it to his place. It's he or she, or what is it at all? But in the creation, in the beginning, there is light. He create light. Light is his present. It's his existent. We prefer to be in light than to be in dark. Although there is no darkness. If you will close your eyes, very strong, try to do it once, you will see that at the end there is light. There is light. We light 2 candles. Why? Because we have double 10 commandments in the Bible. One in the book of Exodus, one in Deuteronomy. The one is saying, remember the Shabbat. And the other one say, keep the Shabbat. Try to explain to yourself in simple words what is the difference between keep and remember. In any issue, not only about Shabbat. Light, most of us, all of us, prefer to see light. Light can do double things. First of all, it's warm, but it can also burn. And I don't want to speak about fire when I'm speaking with Australian. But light, this is the existence of him or he or she in our services.
Thank you, Rabbi.
As Jared said in the beginning, we're doing also light at the end of the Shabbat with the Havdalah. Light is everything. And I wish to all of you Shabbat with lights, inside and outside. As we say in Hebrew, in pnimiyut and chitzoniyut, in your soul and outside, that you will get light and you will share light with the others. Others can be everybody, every human being on earth.
Thank you, Rabbi, for sharing. We really appreciate you taking time to be here. I know you have to go for your own service, and I hope it goes very well. Good Shabbos. Thank you. We invite Andre to speak, to actually light the candles and to recite the blessing. If I can find you. Oh, there you are.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andre. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Brazil. My pronouns are he and him. I'm a member of Achtzenu, which is the international political arm of progressive Judaism. And I have been involved in LGBT Jewish study, leadership, and activism since 2016. And I'm the first person to hold like the very first Kabbalah Shabbat for LGBT inside a synagogue in Brazil. So it is a pleasure to be with you guys, and it is a pleasure to be with you all like in such a, for me, difficult and complicated time, and having gatherings like this one, like it is so with so meaning and representation makes us stay well. So thank you all for being here in community. And that's it. Shabbat Shalom for everybody. So I'm just going to put the stuff here. Oh, okay. So just a second. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'hadlik ner she'el Shabbat. Amen. That's it. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So,
Thank you very much, Andre, for your beautiful contribution. So we will now sing a hymn called Shalom Aleichem, where we welcome the angels who visit every home at the start of Shabbat. We request their blessing and then we bid them farewell. And when I think of Shalom Aleichem, I think of welcoming in the stranger, welcoming the stranger into our home, into our lives. And so I would like to invite Sam to offer a thought on that.
Well, you know, I think that we can take this two ways, especially right now, what's going on in the country I live in. There's a lot of unrest, and that we should remember to welcome everybody, regardless of, you know, what they look like or their faith. And once we can meet again, to invite them to our Shabbat tables. But since this is a Pride-related event, I just want to remind everyone that, you know, when you come out of the closet, you're almost as if that you are a stranger to yourself. So we should all re-welcome ourselves this Shabbat and every Shabbat. And that, you know, as you continue to meet other people that are new to coming out of the closet, you know, just like the song says that we're going to sing, we want to welcome them, let them enter, bless them. And when they need to leave, you know, when dinner is over, you know, they can exit. That's it.
Thank you, Sam, for sharing. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni v'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Traditionally, Our next hymn is the song Eshet Chayil, written by King Solomon. It is intended as a tribute to the wisdom and hard work of the Jewish woman, also known as Wonder Woman. So, I would like to invite my mum to share a quick thought on the Wonder Woman and to recite Eshet Chayil.
Yeah.
Hi, Jared, I thought Genevieve was going to speak about Eshet Chayil, and I'm just going to recite it. Is that right?
I am still waiting for Genevieve to pop in, so
I'll
would you like
leave that
to
for.
take the reins?
Okay. Thank you for this, for asking me to do this. The last time I recited Eshet Chayil was my bat mitzvah, which, as you can see, was 100 years ago, in my little white dress in shul. So yeah, so I'll give it a crack again. But there's no presents this time, are there? When I was 12, I got lots of nice little presents.
The present is Jerry.
Yeah. Did you hear that? Okay. What a rare find is a woman. Her worth is far beyond that of rubies. She sets her mind on an estate and acquires it. She plants a vineyard by her own labours. She girds herself with strength and performs her tasks with vigour. She sees that her business thrives. Her lamp never goes out at night. She gives generously to the poor. Her hands are stretched out to the needy. Now, next part I've changed a little bit to make it more inclusive. Her partner is prominent in the gates, as they among the elders of the land. She is clothed with strength and splendour. She looks to the future cheerfully. Her mouth is full of wisdom, her tongue with kindly teaching. Her children declare her happy. Her husband praises her. Extol her for the fruit of her hand, and let her words praise her in the gates. And that's Proverbs 31. Is that all true about me, Jared? Am I those fabulous things?
Always.
And you've only ever said lovely things. That's how you talk about me all the time, isn't it? Her price is beyond that of rubies. Yeah?
Keep reading.
We're done.
We're done.
No problems. Speak about Wonder Woman more. I just need to quickly send this off.
Okay, speak more about Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Well, the hardest thing you ever do is be a mother because you just don't know the twists and turns, but what can I say?
You do your best.
You do your best, you love your kids, you love your family, and you just do your best and keep it all together. I think a wife and mother is, that's what brings the Judaism and keeps the whole family together. And it's nice now at this age that you look back and appreciate what we've done. He's also a superb dad. Hurry up, Jared, I've got no more to say.
That's unusual. No,
What
so,
can you say? Tell him about the Wonder Woman.
well, Anne is a strength that holds the family together. She really is. She's always put our family first, and she's like the lioness who is always guarding her cubs. If anyone threatens or attacks our family, she's the first one to jump and defend us all. She is a very, very powerful.
No, he's
woman
back. He's back.
Who
No,
actually,
he's back.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so next we will make Kiddush. Kiddush marks Shabbat as a sacred time, which we will do by reciting some prayers before making a blessing over wine or grape juice and taking a sip. So make sure you have your cup filled and ready to go. I would like to invite Hannah to speak about Mizmor LeDavid and to recite it for us.
She could not get in, actually.
Oh, okay. In that case, does anybody else know Mizmor LeDavid?
I can do parts of it if you want to.
Oh, no, she's in the waiting room. see, waiting room. Hello, Hannah, are you there? Hello. Hi,
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Yes.
here.
Welcome. Perfect timing.
Finally, finally.
We welcome you to our Shabbat gathering tonight, and we're very blessed to have you here.
Toda.
We're just about to do Mizmor LeDavid. Would you like to speak about it?
I would. Do you want me to recite it or sing it?
We'd love you to sing it if you felt comfortable.
I'll try. I'll try. If anybody's eardrums bleed, let me know.
Sounds good. Please.
Okay, here we go. Mizmor LeDavid, Hashem roi lo eksa, benot desheya b'tzeni, al menuchot yenahaleni, nafshi yeshovev, yancheni b'magle tzedek liman shemo. Gam ki elech begeit salmevet lo ira raki ata imadi shivtecha umishantecha chama yenachamuni ta'aroch levanai shulchan neged tzorerai dishante b'shanem roshi chozi revaya Ach tov, tov v'chesed, yedefuni kol yemai. Chayai v'shavti beveit, Hashem lorech yamim. Hope that wasn't too bad.
It was perfect. Thank you very much for sharing.
Okay, what that means to me, I'm sure everybody's familiar with it, is that the mantle of Hashem is always with us. It's like the hug of our Father when we're small. In that time in life where you're little, and the world outside your family doesn't exist. It's just us. And you fall, you graze yourself, or there's a bully, or there's some stress of life. Your Father's hug, your Father's consolation, your Father's protection means everything, and it gets rid of all problems. And I think it's good to have that, especially in these times of COVID, in these times of political strife, of these times of riots, of these times of loot. It's good to know that each and every single one of us do walk in the valley of the shadow of death. But just like our Father's hugs, our Father's protection, our family's mantle of love, Hashem's protection will never leave us and can triumph against everything. One of the lines is, "Thou preparest a table for me in the presence of my enemies." We can sit there knowing that we are protected. We can sit there knowing that we are loved. We can sit there knowing that nothing can happen to us as long as we have Hashem with us, which is always. And I think that's an immense comfort. And I think it's when times are hard that you tend to forget that. Other people, it's when times are good that you tend to forget that. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, Hashem's helped me. I don't need help anymore, sort of thing. Everything's going swimmingly. I'm doing this by myself. And I think we need to also realize in those times that of what God is there. Be thankful, be present, and be thankful for what God is there, and don't just call on Hashem in the bad times to help. And I think that's, well, I know that's what that song means to me. We are always in the presence of the Lord, and at the end of the day, what more do you need? He is our rod and our staff. He will comfort us, and we will be with him.
Beautifully said.
Sorry?
Beautifully said.
Pardon?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that's what it is. We'll be with him for the end of days. He's going to be there with us, and that's all I need.
Thank you very much for sharing. We're blessed to have you with us tonight.
I'm blessed to have you guys.
I would like to now invite Ruben to speak about the welcoming of the Shabbat bride and to recite the Lecha Dodi prayer.
Lecha Dodi, like in everything, we welcome the newest bride, or in our case, it could be bride or groom, to the wedding, and Shabbat is like the weekly wedding between us, separating the regular week from the Sabbath. And so we get ready by welcoming the bride. And in this case, I'm singing 4 verses. In the 4th verse, if you like, you may stand, because that's when the bride will be coming down the aisle. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamur v'zachur b'dibur echad ishmi'anu echam yuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemu tiferet Lehitila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha ki makor habracha merosh mikedem Nesucha Sof Maaseh B'machshvat Techila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Hiva orech umiori. Uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. As we rise to welcome the bride in, Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'sola, toch emunei am segula. Boi kala, boi kala, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. As she takes her place at our Sabbath gathering.
Thank you for that beautiful rendition. Our next contributor is Kevin, who has actually prepared prepared a video for us to recite the Vishamru prayer. He is here with us as well.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, I just want to add something before that. It's a bit of a comedy, so play with it. And I just want to say I converted to Judaism. So in a way, it's really all new to me. And you will see that you can participate in this. So please, I don't know if we can do that, Jared, but you can open up your mic and have a lot of sound and everything. I want to hear you guys. It's so nice to have you here. I'm in Montreal. So I'm not far from the US. Actually, I was at my mom when I shot the one part of the video, and I saw US from there. I was in Champlain Lake. So I have you guys in my thoughts, and those two things are really the core of what I like about Shabbat, about the joy that we tend to forget about Shabbat, and how we can, like let go of everything and really seek the joy in us, so we can have something great within ourselves. So enjoy the video.
Thank you. Should I share on my screen? Okay. I need to share the screen.
Oh, I just did my challah.
My kitchen is so dirty at the moment. I will clean up and I will talk to you after. Bye. So I'm back at my place. Just finished the challah. It took a day to rise. And I'm here to share my favorite moment of Shabbat. So here's V'shameru. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי Shabbat vayinafash. And I'm getting a really quick version of Kiddush. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו וחבת, אותנו קידשת מכל עולמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim. Shabbat shalom.
And for those who wants to see it, here's my challah.
Delicious. Thank you very much for sharing. Okay. We spend our days dancing, from moment to moment, filling our lives with noise and playing along, so we never have to face the melody our own heart wants to sing. But every now and then, the music fades, and all we are left with is the silence. Here, in this moment, we ask ourselves, who am I, really? What am I here to do? It is customary to wash our hands before the meal. At the basin, we pour water 3 times on the right and 3 times on the left. Then we remain silent until we have eaten a piece of bread called challah. The blessing will be made by Miriam.
So are you ready for the blessing?
Please, the floor is yours.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Thank you, that was beautiful. Would you like to share a thought, a memory, anything with us tonight?
Regarding the blessing, or?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to. Well, I have to say that when I came out, I stopped keeping Shabbat formally So this has actually just been my second Shabbat that I've participated in the past year and this is a second Pride event. So it's really exciting to connect with other Jews who are able to express your faith. I really didn't think I would have the opportunity to participate in this until recently. So it's very beautiful to be able to kind of have this back again. And it's been about a decade, so thank you. So that's it for
me. We're blessed to have you here with us. Thank you. So it's now time to begin our own Shabbos meals. Food is available on your own tables and in your own fridges, I'm assuming. You'll know what your own allergies and food requirements are, so hopefully it's all good to eat. So feel free at this point to sign off if you wish. I'll be staying online for a bit longer to have a few discussion questions and some conversations, and you're welcome to stay with me. And we have a few members still joining us. So thank you for being here with us. Tonight is a night of sharing and learning and reflection. So before we do that, I would like to invite you to check in, let us know how you're feeling. It's been an eventful night or an eventful morning for me. So please put up your hand. What's going on for you? Apparently everybody's doing great. Okay. Yeah.
Jared?
Yes,
hi. Hi. I just want to thank you for including us because we don't really fit the demographic, but thank you for letting us be part of it. Thank you, sweetheart.
It's my pleasure. We're very lucky to have you here.
No, we're lucky to have you.
Oh, shucks. So I was thinking that since we're all here together and we've now done the Shabbat rituals and we have a few extra minutes, I was thinking we could ask a few questions and to see what those questions mean to us. So the first question I would like to ask is, what inspires you? What inspires you?
Inspires as in?
Something that drives you. I can say for myself, for a while, I didn't really find much inspiring me, really. And then I found myself going to Argentina and having this incredible Jewish queer experience and feeling so at peace with every piece of myself. And when I came back to Melbourne, I realized that, I'm doing okay. I'm not 100%, perfect, but I'm doing okay. And there are so many people who are Jewish and on their queer journey, or queer and on their Jewish journey. And I started to become very passionate about bridging that gap, because I think there's so much our communities have in common. We both know what it's like to struggle and to survive and to be resilient. And I think there's so much we can learn from each other and so much we can teach each other as well. And I've been inspired by being both gay and Jewish. So that's what I'd like to say. Anybody else? Yes, hands up. Yes, Jeremy.
Jared?
Yes, hi.
have found it really inspiring over the past few months how people have really adapted the virtual space. It was not, I think, obviously the technology had made it a possibility before, but I don't think I've ever seen people use online connection in such a positive and uplifting way, both in the Jewish community and worldwide, as we're seeing happen recently. And obviously we know from earlier that it can be used for a lot of negative ways. But I think people attempting spaces like this where it have meaningful connections, powerful communities, and sort of positive connections with really uplifting goals has been a really great development of this difficult time.
Thank you for sharing. Maybe one more.
Jared, can you hear me?
Yes, yep.
I think my inspiration and what's inspired me lately is seeing my stepdaughter's recently come to live with us. And I think a lot of the time, especially in this isolation time that we've got going, you get very insular. You look into yourself, your world is the only one that matters. And when she came to live with us, because she left an abusive house, that really took me out of myself, and it made me conscious of how my moods affect others, or how I'm not the center of my own world, if you know what I mean. And that's really inspired me to be a better person. It's inspired me that I'm not the most important person around, and I think it's always good to be humble and to be reminded of that. And this has brought me a lot of comfort. It's given me somebody else to focus on who needs help, and it's inspired me to be a better person as a result of that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Not a problem.
Ruben, I saw your hand up.
Yeah. No, actually, what inspired me was a congregation that I am sad that it is no longer, although it's nice to know that I guess there is the feel that there isn't the need for something like it in the Chicago area, although I wish I could still bring our Orthodox brothers and sisters out into the forefront. But there was Congregation Orthodox, and the first time that I was helped in leading services just gave me a new sense of being. It was I had gone to a camp for many a summer called Owen Sang Ruby Union Institute in Wisconsin for Reformed Judaism, and there we learned to lead services, but it was in a very different way, where now I'm leading an actual congregation and as an adult, and it was more meaning when it became my pulpit and not just something that I was sharing with my fellow campers. But then as time went on, I then found myself doing things that I never thought I would do as someone who was either A, gay, or B, Jewish. But when I went to Israel in 2006 for a special World Pride event in Jerusalem, the next thing I know, I'm standing outside the walls of Bethlehem trying to protest the fact that there are gay brethren who aren't free to come and go as they please, like we are. Although we all know why the walls were put up. They were put up because in around 2001, there were suicide bombers coming into main Israel and blowing not only themselves up, but other people unknowingly, and the people, others. But if you were to tell a younger me that I was going to do something like that, and then later here in the United States, go before my legislature and ask for not just any equality, but marriage equality. All of this, I think, started when I joined the LGBT congregation, a congregation that I didn't even need to join because the congregation that I am presently in, which is the congregation I grew up in, was very welcoming. But to be able to stand on a pulpit and say Shabbat Shalom and say prayers that might not be said in regular everyday service, just uplifted me. And I came to, when I saw the invitation to tonight, it then also got me thinking about writing my own Pride service, which I'm hoping to do in 2 weeks.
It's incredible.
Who
Thank
thought
you
I could go on? Yeah.
I can tell you're a rabbi because you tell beautiful stories.
Well, no, I'm not. But one day, I don't know, maybe I will make myself
One
get
day.
on that plane to Jerusalem.
I think every day we should be teachers and we should be students. So thank you for sharing with us.
Exactly.
I have one more
you,
question.
Jared,
As we're all starting to have our own Shabbat dinners, I just have one question to leave us on. Feel free to share with us today or take this question into your own Shabbat dinners. What is your one wish for the Jewish or the queer communities? What is your one wish for the Jewish or the queer communities? Yes, Kevin.
Well, I have lived in a really particular setting here in Quebec in Canada. For those who don't know, in 2012, there was the Charter of Values that the Quebec government showcase, and they were asking to teachers, lawyers and everything, sorry, that's my oven, to take off their veil, their kippah, and everything. And that was the year that I started actually my conversion. That being said, here in Quebec, for those who don't know, it's a really Christian-oriented society. So for me, when I convert, it was really like people said, are you pushing aside the values we've taught you all your life? So in a way, I guess I was trying to help them to find out that they were the same values actually, and they were pretty similar in all of that. So in a way, I think is to be able to talk to one another. It's really simple, but we cannot do it all the time. And for being disabled as well, that's another part of me. Oops. So and being gay. For being gay, I would say that being gay, even in the general way, you have to understand that you're unique and people have different realities, and that's to embrace all those realities. And I think goes back to all those Jewish people that if you met it like what was it? 2 Jews, 4 different interpretation. I don't remember what it was, but something like that. So in a way, it's more about celebrating diversity in itself and being, oh,
Hey, hi, I'm Kevin. Hey, there's Ruben. Hey, there's Sam. There's Kim, and there's, celebrating out Jared. I forgot you. So, so, so it's all about that, and always doing it with a smile and being. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Can you explain this to me? So because yeah, we don't know everything, and people can teach us. And if they're willing to teach us, I think that's part of the dialogue. Start talking and see where it goes.
Beautifully said. Thank you very much for your contribution with us tonight. Do we have one more thought? Yes.
Hi, just listening to everyone's stories this morning, well, it is AM for us. Everyone's stories and what this actual Zoom Shabbat is for everyone and how important it is for them. I think this is an amazing way of communicating and a wonderful platform for everyone to converse. And it just warms my heart looking and hearing everyone's speak this morning and how it's for Miriam, this is your second Shabbat. And that's so wonderful to hear you're involved. You can come back into this again. That's so very, very special. And everyone, and Jared, you enabled this to happen, which is wonderful. We should have more things like this. And hopefully more people will join next time and participate in this fantastic opportunity to share their Judaism and to share their queer identity for one reason or another, and feel part of a community that is welcoming, that is caring. So to everyone that came this morning or this evening or last night, thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Jared, for organizing this. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful, heartwarming, and just really, really awesome thing to do.
And it's also important, I'm so glad that people are able to live their true life, to live their life, your own journey. And that's so what I've always said to Jared, it doesn't matter what we think. We're very pro, but it doesn't matter what families or parents or the community think. You've got to live your own journey. It's your life.
Be true to yourself.
It's your life. It's nobody else's. So I'm really proud and happy that this is like that you're able to do that.
I didn't pay them to say that, I promise.
Yes, you did.
No, it's just wonderful to see.
No, but I'm sorry that you're at the point where you're able to truly live your own journey freely.
Yeah, and everyone else.
And everyone else.
On this Zoom, it's a shame that we got hacked at the beginning, so I think we lost a few people that would have really enjoyed being on this as well. So it's a shame. Yeah, so it's also nice meeting everyone, seeing everyone who are connected to you in your life as well, Jared. So that's awesome.
And you can always come back and live in Perth. Just want to put that out there.
Yes, we are corona free.
Yeah.
We're now meeting with we can have 100 people outside. So 300 people outside and 100 people inside, and everything's opening up. So we can.
This is true. My mum said there are 3 rules for me dating someone. First of all, he has to like my mum, which is doable. I think she's pretty likable. Number 2, they have to hate frogs because my mum is afraid of frogs, and so they also have to hate frogs. And number 3, originally it was they have to want to move to Perth to live, but we've negotiated on that one, and now it's they have to be open to visiting Perth 2 or 3 times a year. I think that's what we came up with.
Yeah, we visit you 2 or 3 times a year, Jared.
Okay.
I'll also just say that, like as Stuart said, we're doing really well in Perth, but we really feel for the all you guys in America and with all that's going on, and also other places that have got, that COVID's pretty bad, because we are actually
very lucky.
The safest place on earth, I think, at the moment. Plus, we don't have the riots, and so our hearts are with you all. And our prayers.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing and for being with us tonight. So just before we say goodbye, I would like to invite it's been a long morning, a long evening, so I'd like everyone to go off mute and just give a big Shabbat Shalom to everyone before we sign off.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
2, 1. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.
Yeah, nice meeting you all.
Are we on? Are we on?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll now say goodbye and continue our Shabbat experiences in our own homes. Thank you for spending this time with us, and I hope you can bring a piece of this experience, a feeling or a friend into your own lives. Until next time.
Will this
See you all again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Good job, Jared.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
Put on,
Yeah.
Yay, Jared. What?
Sorry?
What did Sam say?
You guys are adorable. You
Oh,
guys are
thank you.
so good to see you
Oh, yeah.
on this with you. It's so nice.
Well, it's nice meeting you
Nice
too.
meeting you all.
Will we be able to share this video?
I think it's been recorded.
It's being recorded, yeah. If you're all okay with me sharing it, then I'm more than happy to.
Yeah.
I'm
Fine
No,
with
not
me.
the, Jared, not the first part.
No, that
Not
was
the-
recorded separately.
I'm joking.
That was
I'm
nice.
only joking. I'm only joking.
Okay.
Yeah, we were okay with you sharing it.